What's going on, everyone? My name is Nick, and welcome to For the Athlete. After putting up one of the most surprising turnaround seasons for a quarterback in recent memory in 2024, there is one question that NFL fans are asking going into the offseason and free agency. Where is the revitalized Sam Darnold going to be playing football in 2025? With this coming out prior to the draft and free agency, there are more teams currently in the running than there will be in the coming months. The Jets, Vikings, Raiders, Browns, Titans, Saints, and Rams are some of the many potential landing spots, but these are the three most likely according to us at For the Athlete, with one dark horse candidate waiting to see what their Super Bowl winning veteran does in the offseason. With the number one overall pick currently in their possession, the Tennessee Titans currently hold a lot of power when it comes to the future of their franchise. The Titans have already expressed interest in trading out of the top spot if the deal is right. If they manage to get themselves a sizable haul that includes picks and possibly a player or two, then it's almost a sure thing that they will need to target a quarterback in free agency to avoid another hard-to-watch season of Will Levis. And with the 11th current highest cap space in the NFL, the money is there to take on the type of contract that Sam Darnold would command, especially after his showings in Week 18 and the wild card round causing a bit of a dip in what he can realistically ask for from teams in free agency. Ever since moving on from Derek Carr, the Las Vegas Raiders have had their fair share of shoddy quarterbacks running their offense, and after cleaning house this offseason, it's hard to believe that a new signal caller isn't squarely in their near future. With the second highest current cap space in the NFL, money would be no issue for the Raiders in the event that they choose to pursue Sam Darnold. Let's also not forget that Max Crosby is about the only bright spot on what has been a rather lackluster Raiders defense for multiple years. If they plan on keeping Crosby for the long haul, then winning and keeping Crosby happy has to be the main focus for John Spytek as he takes over a rebuilding Raider squad. So as long as Pete Carroll doesn't pull a fast one to get Russell Wilson over to Las Vegas, then Sam Darnold could serve as a higher level bridge as the Raiders continue to work on building their roster up over the coming years. Up until a couple of weeks ago, you wouldn't be able to find a single person that would bring up the New York Jets in a Sam Darnold related conversation. But with the Jets informing Aaron Rodgers that the team would be moving in a different direction that doesn't involve Rodgers, they make sense as a potential landing spot. Think about how the storylines would read if Sam Darnold returned to the organization that drafted him and was the first to tarnish the image that NFL fans had of him prior to his 2024 breakout. This front office and coaching staff have been completely redone since Darnold's departure. This is a fresh slate that includes one of the hottest new head coaches in Aaron Glenn. And let's not forget that the departure of Aaron Rodgers likely means that Davante Adams is as good as gone. That situation places the Jets in a similar spot as the Raiders, where they have foundational players like Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner that they need to keep happy if they want them to stick around once the rookie deals are up. Winning will do just that, and Sam Darnold has shown that he can do that. Up to a point. Darnold is far and away the best free agent quarterback option this offseason, and unless the Jets are willing to offload precious draft capital to move into a top 3 spot, then it only feels right to give Sam another shot. All of this talk sounds crazy with the season having just ended recently, but you know what else sounds even crazier than any of the previously listed teams? The Los Angeles Rams. We will preface this by saying that this idea is 100% situationally based on if the Rams' current quarterback Matthew Stafford makes the decision to retire in the offseason. While this is no guarantee, it still needs to be talked about as a possibility. And even if Stafford stays in the league, let's not rule out the possibility of a trade out of LA. Have we already forgotten about Kelly Stafford's comments in regard to the Cooper Kupp trade situation that's going on? While it's ultimately up to Stafford on where he ends up, LA could be a great fit for Darnold in the event of a spot opening up. We all know that Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell was one of, if not the sole reason that Sam Darnold was able to do what he did in Minnesota in 2024. Most of us also know where KOC came from and who he also learned from before coming to the Vikings, that being Rams head coach Sean McVay. While it may not be apples to apples when talking about O'Connell and McVay's ability to develop and work with quarterbacks, it cannot be denied that some of O'Connell's quarterback whispering talents stem from what he learned under the tutelage of Sean McVay. And even with the Rams being toward the middle of the pack in terms of current cap space, it wouldn't be outlandish to think that Sam Darnold would be willing to take slightly less money to go to LA if the opportunity arises. Not only could the previous talking point play into that, but the Rams have one of the best young cores on both sides of the ball, also ensuring immediate and continued success for Sam Darnold, even if McVay can't do everything in the exact same manner that Kevin O'Connell did. With all this being said, we at For the Athlete want to know what your thoughts are. Whether you agree or think we're off our rockers, make sure you sound off in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe here, as well as follow us on TikTok and Instagram for much more NFL content coming soon.